Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a little bit of fashion news. I don't typically do these because I can never get videos up in time for them to still be topical, but hopefully that will not be the case today. Today we're talking about Vestiaire Collective and their decision to ban 30 fast fashion brands from being used or sold or purchased on their platform. Now they've done a whole ad campaign. They're talking about sustainability and how much better it is for the environment, trying to use that as their justification to get out of the business of continuing to sell items from those brands because of their commitment to sustainability. And I have thoughts. Comment down below if you have any thoughts about them banning these brands, what you think about it, if it's a good or a bad thing. I am not decided yet how I feel about it, but we'll get into it. Okay, before we get started with this topic, I do want to put out there that fast fashion is undeniably bad, and one of my personal vices in consuming of fashion is that sometimes I do engage in it. When I want to buy leggings, I don't necessarily want to spend the Aloe or what's the other one, Lululemon prices. I do think that there are better ways to consume it. It's not something that has entirely been wiped from my fashion consumption, unfortunately, and I really honestly don't really have a lot of a good ethical justification for it, other than it's not really practical for me to invest real money into my clothing and wardrobe, especially in times like now. Setting that aside, fast fashion is bad. I can understand why anyone would want to no longer pervade it. So now I'm gonna leave where they list out all of the brands that they've banned. Notable ones that I see there are Abercrombie & Fitch, Zara, The Gap is on that list, Forever 21, Fashion Nova, Boohoo, Mango is here, Karen Millen, Topshop. I thought Karen Millen was good, because I thought that was a whoops. Anyways, I'll leave the full list down below as well as their statement that they've made about this topic. But it really was my understanding that Vestiaire Collective started out as a destination for designer and vintage. Now, people tend to get into designer, in my opinion, because yes, it is more prestigious and definitely tends to be higher quality. However, the elephant in the room here is that the reason why they're just outright banning these brands as opposed to taking other initiatives and other steps is because it's not profitable for them. So the co-founder of the company said to Business of Fashion, "We want to reduce waste in people's wardrobes, and that waste is mainly coming from fast fashion because it has no value and as a consequence, very little resale value." I did a quick look of their commission. For sales between $80 and $13,000, they take 15% plus a transaction fee of 3%. That basically covers the credit card transaction. Personally, I don't like when companies add that on the side, because it's not it's optional. This is just a point of contention for me. Do you add the 3%? Do you include the 3%? What's the 3%? Why am I doing math? Why do I have to think about it to this level? Can I just take my photos, please? It would make more sense to just lump them together and just say you take 18%, which is why places like Poshmark for me are more favorable, because they just take a flat 20 and I don't have to think about it and calculate it and do the math. Again, I'm gonna leave their full table and schedule down below. The amount actually does vary by which currency that you use, because props to them, they are an international company. Okay, so for transactions under the $80 mark, which is where we're gonna be focusing on today, they charge $12 flat fee. If they charge $12, that means that it doesn't necessarily make it so that people are selling dresses from H&M or from, I don't know, Forever 21 for $7. I think that kind of already is a barrier for brands and for transactions that are this low. I think it's pretty clear to see that transactions like this were costing more than they were contributing to the bottom line. This especially speaks to the fact that they are an international platform, and crucially too, they do include shipping as a part of their pricing. You heard that right. And I do think it's completely fair. You do want to focus on more big ticket sales. But I would prefer to see the company not shade consumers in quite the way that they're doing. Let me read this from their website. Finding sustainable solutions to disposing of your fast fashion is a complex issue, and it doesn't have a simple answer. The best thing we can do is adopt better shopping habits in the first place. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I read that, it kind of sounds like, yeah, we do agree that it's complex, but we're not going to be a part of the solution and you should go fuck yourself. Come find me when you want to sell a Chanel bag. Listen, I'm no business person, I'm no CEO, and I'm not perfect, but I have worked in the resale industry for over a decade, and there absolutely are ways for doing the thing that they're trying to do. So when you work in like small and brick and mortar businesses where you are doing all of the labor and all of the sales, all of the transactions, like to do flat out brand bans, I think is a bit different than if you are a selling platform and you've built the platform to enable people to do the labor themselves. Now, to say that you don't want these low value transactions, fine. No one here on YouTube understands better than me how much work and customer service and effort and labor that go in to facilitating resale transactions, especially considering that they're international and they have to deal with customs and shipping and tracking, you know, things being misrepresented or things being counterfeit. Like, listen, I get it. To want to do all that labor just for the prospect of maybe getting 12 bucks on the other end of it, I wouldn't do it either. But why not just have a minimum $50 transaction? Because I can guarantee you, like, no one is spending $50 on boohoo dresses. Cherry on top of the sundae, they offer 5 suggestions for what you should do with your fast fashion or items that come from these brands. First one is to reconsider selling it. Think about restyling and make them feel new again. Next is to upcycle. You can turn the fashion item into something unique. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Swap, which is kind of what people were trying to do with the resale platforms. Or donate. Basically ensures that the items will end up directly into a landfill. I don't know if you guys know about this, but a lot of the time companies that we donate to, like Goodwill, they kick most of our clothing and textile donations right into the landfills. A lot of the time they don't even make it to the stores. It's literally overwhelming people. And the last one is to recycle the item and make it into a dish rag or something. I don't want to misrepresent, like, I do agree that we all should consume less. And I do understand the reasons why certain people do shop fast fashion. For some people, it is like one of the only avenues available to them. But again, I just think that there is a way to do this. I understand why they did this. I just really could have done without like the press release, the shade, and the picture of the landfill. This is like very loud and greenwashy, and I don't like it. Let me know what your thoughts are on this topic. I definitely will still continue to use Vestiaire, and you know, for now at least, when it comes to things like leggings and t-shirts and like really simple stuff like that I just don't really want to drop like hundreds of dollars for, I am most likely still going to consider fast fashion avenues for certain things. I do think that fast fashion has its place. Of course, other avenues for reselling fast fashion goods do exist. Chief among them, I like Poshmark a lot. eBay seems to be like a place where you can absolutely sell anything. There are Facebook marketplaces. If you go on Facebook, there are lots of like swap and clothing groups. And there's also ThreadUp, which I use all the time. Consider donating, and absolutely we are in agreement that think before you buy things. So here on my channel, I focus on the luxury resale market, and I tell you guys to really think critically before you make a large purchase. That same thought process should be going through your head when you purchase anything, specifically fashion items. If you don't need it, if you don't think you're going to use it, maybe consider waiting out the purchase. Listen, I fall victim to the dopamine rush too, but you know, on the other, like years down the road, when you're just, you know, swimming in bins of clothing that you've never worn, maybe we can all do a little bit better with our purchases in the beginning. But like, there's a way to say that without misrepresenting like your true reasons for doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down below about this whole Vestiaire thing. Do you think that this could have been handled better? Have a look at the list as well, and yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this press release. Do you feel like it's greenwashy, or do you feel like this is completely justified, and like Fashion Nova buyers be damned? basically. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to leave any suggestions you have for content you'd like to see from me in the comments down below. I will see you in my next one.